Hello, welcome back. It's Saturday. We have a very bad weather last night. Storm called Otto. But now it's 3 p.m. I just downloaded a fresh copy of this Russian T-72 tanks. And I did buy some chips. So I'm going to make a little bit noise. But I need something to drink a little bit. And I've been in this legal discount supermarket and get some cheap discount cola. But it's not cold yet. I think this is cold. This grape. So I will go to bed and read this. About 30 pages, 20 pages about this Russian T-72 tank. Of course, I was reading about the Ukrainian T-84. It was built on top of the T-80, the Russian T-80. And the Russian T-80 is built on the T-72, I think, maybe, or 74. And we have a 62. We have a 62 and 64 and 52 and 50. There's many versions. So I just download a fresh copy about that. So we just have to read it. No, that's the 72. That's the 64. And the 72, 62, and the older 50. Actually, they are in. They are maybe in Ukraine. Even that super old. I think even that's old one. This old T-64 is in Ukraine. I need a minute to do myself ready. I will make a little noise. Few minutes because I'm going to eat this chips. So we maybe do the 64 later. Yes, I do this because I like to read about it myself. All these tanks.
T-72. T-72 Albino 05042017-40.jpg. T-72B3M in Albino during rehearsals for the 2017 Moscow Victory Day Parade Type Main Battle Tank Place of Origin Soviet Union Service History in Service 1973 Present used by Sea Operators Wars List Iran-Iraq War 1982 Lebanon War 1982 Ethiopian-Somali Border War Sri Lankan Civil War First Nagorno-Karabakh War Georgian Civil War Civil War in Tajikistan First Gulf War Sierra Leone Civil War Yugoslav Wars Algerian Civil War Rwanda Civil War First Chechen War Second Chechen War 2003 Invasion of Iraq War in South Ossetia. The T-72 is a family of Soviet /Russian main battle tanks that entered production in 1969. 9. The T-72 weighs a development of the T-64, which was troubled by high costs and its reliance on immature developmental technology. About 25,000 T-72 tanks have been built and refurbishment has enabled many to remain in service for decades. 10. 11. It has been widely exported and has seen service in 40 countries and in numerous conflicts. The Russian T-90 introduced in 1992 and the Chinese Type 99 are further developments of the T-72. 12. 13. Production and development of various modernized T-72 models continues today. Development from the T-64. The T-72 was a product of a rivalry between design teams. Morozov KB was led by Alexander Morozov in Kharkiv. Ural-Vagan KB was led by Leonid Karpsev in Nizhny Tagil. 14. To improve on the T-62, two designs based on the tank were tested in 1964, Nizhny Tagil's Object 167, T-62B, and Kharkiv's Object 434. 14. OB 434 was a technically ambitious prototype. Under the direction of Morozov in Kharkiv, a new design emerged with the hull reduced to the minimum size possible. To do this, the crew was reduced to 3 soldiers, removing the loader by introducing an automated loading system. 15. OB 167 was designed based on an Object 140 rebuilt by Karpsev and Valery Venediktov. OB 167 was more advanced than Karpsev's OB 165 and OB 166, and was also Karpsev's favored model. In October 1961, when asked to ready OB 166 for production, Karpsev disagreed and instead offered to prepare the OB 167. This suggestion was rejected, and the OB 166 and OB 165 were readied as the T-62 and T-62A respectively. Unlike the Kharkiv tank, it eschewed the state-of-the-art. Prototypes used the turret from the T-62 and a manure loader. In 1964, the tank underwent Libyan Civil War, Syrian Civil War, South Sudanese Civil War, Russo-Ukrainian War, War in Iraq, 2013-2017, Boko Haram insurgency, 2016 Nagorno-Karabakh clashes, 2020 Nagorno-Karabakh War, Tigray War, 2022 Russian invasion of Ukraine. Production history. Designer Leonid Karpsev, Valery Venediktov designed 1967-1973. Manufacturer Ural-Vagan Zavod, heavy vehicles factory unit cost $051.2 million in 1994-1996. 1. 30,962,00061,924,000 rubles, $1.2 million, in 2009, $0.5 million in 2011, 2. Produced 1968 present no. Built approx. 25,000, 3, 4. Specifications, T-72, 7, 8, mass 41.5 tons, 45.7 shortens, 44.5 tons, 49.1 shortens, T-72B, 5. Length 9.53 m, 31 feet 3 in, gun forward. 6.95 m, 22 feet 10 in, hull. Width 3.59 m, 11 feet 9 in, height 2.23 m, 7 feet 4 in, crew 3, commander, gunner driver. Comparative testing with the OB 434, in which the former proved its superiority to both the T-62 and T-55. OB 167 was favored by Ural-Vagan Zavod director I.V. Okunev and Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev, who believed the tank was more affordable. Deputy Chairman of the Council of Ministers of the Soviet Union Dmitry Ustinov believed the parallel development of UB 167 jeopardized the future of the Kharkiv tank. In December 1962, the Council of Ministers of the Soviet Union ordered UB 432, later serialized as the T-64, into production, dooming Katsev's tank. 16. Kartsev continued to work on the UB 167 UB 167 incorporated an autoloader. This Model 2 was rejected in May 1964. 16. Problems with the early production run were evident from the start, but a strong lobby formed around Morozov, who advocated for UB 434 in Moscow, preventing rival developments and ideas from being discussed. 17. UB 434 was accepted into Soviet Army service in May 1968 as the T-64. 18. The T-64's smaller design presented a problem when selecting a suitable engine. 19. The chosen 700 HP 5 TDF engine was unreliable. 20. Difficult to repair, and had a guaranteed lifespan similar to World War II designs. 21. Object 172. In 1967, the Ural-Vagonzavod formed Section 520, which was to prepare the serial production of the T-64 for 1970. 22. Because of the time-consuming construction of the 5 TDF engines, which took about twice as long as the contemporary V-45, the Malyshev factory in Kharkiv could not provide a sufficient number of 5 TDF engines for all Soviet tank factories. 23. The Military Industrial Commission, VPK, authorized work on 2 alternative engines for a wartime T-64, a so-called mobilization model that could be produced more quickly and at half the cost. 14. Obj. 219, which became the T-80, with a GTD 1000 gas turbine, was designed in Leningrad. OB 439 with a diesel V45 engine was designed by Ural-Vagon KB at Ural-Vagonzavod in Nizhny Tagil. 24. GAP-2 sent a T-64, a prototype, with a team to Ural-Vagonzavod. Kartsev was to lead this team. 25. Armor steel and composite armor with ERA main armament 125mm to a 46M / to a 46M5, 6. Smooth bore gun secondary armament 7.62mm PKT Coax. Machine gun 12.7mm NSVT Odge anti-aircraft machine gun. Engine V12 diesel, V92S2F, T-72B3 and T-72B3M. 780 HP, 580 kilowatts. 1130 HP, 840 kilowatts, for V92S2F. Power / weight 18.8 HP / ton, 14 kilowatt / ton. Transmission synchronous hydraulically assisted with 7 forward and 1 reverse gear. Suspension torsion bar. Ground clearance 0.49 m, 19 in. Fuel capacity 1,200 L, 320 US gal, 260 imp gal. Operational range 460 km, 290 mi, 700 km, 430 mi, with fuel drums. Maximum speed 60 to 75 km per hour, 37 to 47 miles per hour, 4 km forward / h, 2.5 miles per hour, reverse. Object 172 at the Kubinka Tank Museum. Kartsev was unsatisfied with innovations of the T-64, and began instead a more comprehensive project to design the tank. Kartsev melded what he believed were the best aspects of the T-64, Object 167, and a gun T-62. 25. During development the tank was codenamed Ural after the Ural mountain region. 14. Eurowagenzawodd produced the first prototype with a T-72 turret, D81125mm gun and V45 engine in January 1968. UB.439 differed so greatly from the T-64 that it was redesignated as Object 172.24. Kartsev's defiance angered Gab2, which initially reprimanded him for his insubordination. However, after the tank proved indeed to possess potential as a less costly alternative to the T-64, Kartsev was allowed to continue work on his design. Politically motivated opposition continued to beset the tank throughout its development. Wagen car tank plant manager I.F. Krutyakov sought to subordinate Eurowagenzawodd under Joseph Kotin. Kartsev skillfully beat back this play for power, embarrassing Krutyakov in the process. Kartsev retired in August 1969, and was succeeded by Venediktov. 25. The team soon found out that the more powerful V45 engine put a lot of stress on the T-64 hull, so that after some time cracks started to materialize. A more stable solution was sought. 23. Finally, an idea from 1960 was used, when a modification of the T-62 had been discussed. In 1961, two prototypes of Object 167 had been built by Eurowagenzawodd to test a stronger hull and running gear combination for that tank. Under influence from Kharkiv, the idea had been turned down by Moscow. 26. But this construction, with its big, rubber-coated road wheels, now formed the basis for the mobilization model of the T-64. 27. Additional changes were made to the automatic loading system, which also was taken from an earlier project, originally intended for a T-62 upgrade. The 125mm ammunition, consisting of a separate projectile and a propellant charge, was now stored horizontally on two levels, not vertically on one level as in the T-64. 28. It was said to be more reliable than the T-64 autoloader. 27. In 1964, two 125mm guns of the D81 type had been used to evaluate their installation into the T-62, so the Ural plant was ready to adopt the 125mm caliber for the T-64 as well. 29. Venediktov's team later replaced the T-64 style suspension with the Obj 167S suspension. The tank Wastria led in Kubinka in 1968, and Central Asia in 1969. 14. After intensive comparative testing with the T-64, Object 172 was re-engineered in 1970 to deal with some minor problems. 30. Further trials took place in Transbaikal in 1971. 14. T-72. Being only a mobilization model, serial production of Object 172 was not possible in peacetime. However, by 1971, even Ustinov was growing tired of problems with the T-64. 24. In an unclear political process. 31. Decree number 326/113 was issued, which allowed the production of Object 172 in the Soviet Union from 1 January 1972, and freed Eurowagenzawodd from the T-64 production. 32. An initial production run began in 1972 at Nizhny Tagil. These were trialed in the Soviet Army. A final trial batch was built as Object 172M and tested in 1973 and accepted into service as the T-72 in 1974. 33. Eurowagen KB continued to iterate on the T-72 in a series of block improvements. Obj 174 introduced ceramic /steel laminate turret armor. The coincidence rangefinder was replaced with a laser rangefinder. Obj 174 was designated as the T-72 when it entered production in 1978. Turret armor was greatly improved with OBJ 174M. A more powerful V-84 engine was introduced to offset the increase